Hello and welcome to Center for Victory's podcast of Your Best Day Yet. At Center for Victory, we're here to help unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. I'm Eric Guy, Chief Victory Officer here at the Center for Victory. Today with me is Chad Austin. In a world that is flooded with promises of instant gratification, shortcuts, quick fixes, and easy buttons, Chad helps his clients stop constantly starting over so they can improve their quality of life with long-term fitness success. Chad's clients include busy entrepreneurs, athletes, celebrities, whether speaking in front of large groups or delivering live or virtual workshops. Attendees always walk away with a plan that they can use immediately, which is nice. Chad has been a leader in the fitness industry since 2003. He's also the owner of Priority Fitness and is also the best-selling and award-winning author of the book series Make Fitness a Priority. Make Fitness a Priority. Chad is regularly called upon fitness and wellness guest experts for local and national media. He's also the host of a talk radio show, Be Fit for Life, and has been featured on over 40 podcasts. Welcome, Chad. Great to have you.
Thanks. Yep. Thanks for having me on. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So topic that's near and dear to my heart, especially we were just talking a little bit before we got dropped on here. Yeah. I work with so many executives. Seems like it's the executive teams that are just, they know what they're doing. I mean, they got smart, bright people, but I mean, they're just not taking care of themselves at all. And I'm sure that, that's part of what we're going to talk about today. As well, but I'm excited because I know that some of the people that are listening to this will benefit from your message, and if they can take something away and use it immediately, that would be great. So, and anything
Happy
you want
to
add about your background?
No, I've just it's been about 20 years being in fitness. I've been an athlete, I've been a coach, I've been a student, I've been a teacher, I've been a trainer, and I've done it all. I think it's all just helped me grow as a trainer over the years to help everybody. And now, so my niche right now is really just kind of helping people figure out how fitness fits in their life so they can use it to help them be the best they can.
So your message, make fitness a priority. Roll that out for us. Tell us what that means.
Well, basically, I've gone through a few messages now, but when Make Fitness a Priority started, it was really just me evolving as a trainer and knowing that I didn't want to help clients just temporarily with the short-term goals that fueled them to get started. Most people, when they come to a trainer, they're fueled by short-term motivation. Like something's coming up, they want fast results for. And when you help people with that, it's rewarding to help people get that fast success, but you quickly realize that if you don't ever help them look past that, it's just temporary results. And so making fitness a priority is just the mindset of looking past it and figuring, how can I use fitness as the vehicle to make myself the best I can be long term? How can I keep it in my life? And so everything I do with Priority Fitness and the Fitness Reset, the Fitness Pivot, other projects I do now, it's just geared towards helping people keep fitness in their life, no matter how life changes and what curveballs life throws at them.
Okay, I could jump all over the place with this because do you see what I see? Like we work with mostly companies. I mean, we have a couple hundred companies that we work with, and it's always when you start getting to know people once we're in a while, and for what we do, you see all these things happening. I mean, I'm in several groups with other high level executives, and they seem to always struggle, like with their weight or just even getting out and just doing simple things like walking. I mean, do you see a lot of that? Is that what you're?
Yeah. I mean, oftentimes some of the most successful people, sometimes the most successful people, they figure out how to keep fitness a part of their life, but and stay healthy and fit. But a lot of times the people that struggle the most are the people who have worked themselves up in their field to the highest level, because it's, fitness has to keep changing how it fits in their life. Good balance is very important too. You need to be able to have, you need to be able to work on your career, your family, your relationships, and also your health. And as things change in life, and as we have to adapt to it, we're really good at adapting when it comes to our family, our career, our faith. We're terrible when it comes to our health. It's always something that we get to later. And I find that, people that like the CEOs you mentioned a lot that struggle, that's the trend you've seen the most.
Hmm.
A lot of times when they can't make time for it, they can't get past that I'm too busy excuse. Then what they really mean when they say that is I'm too busy to work out like I used to. Because they probably used to be very fit and working out was a very big part of their life. But as they worked themselves up the ladder, as they grew in their field, what they used to do no longer fits. But whenever you're ready to get in shape again, you're ready to make fitness a part of your life again, you automatically, we can't help it. We look at the time we are in great shape, and whatever we did for our workouts at that point, that's the bar. And it's like doing anything less than that is not doing enough. And we have to take that way of thinking, especially the people that are at the highest level. We have to throw that way of thinking out the window. Doing less doesn't make it less of a priority. All it means is it fits differently now because you use so much of yourself in the other fields of your life.
That's actually a good piece of information because I didn't like while you were talking about that, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I did in
Yeah.
my journey because I was a college athlete, and then you're going, and then it's like, okay, well, I can't do everything. I didn't realize I was doing that, but I
Oh
can
yeah.
see.
That's my own story. I mean, when I first became a trainer, I actually training was a career change for me. I was a high school teacher and PE teacher, coach. And then I thought that personal training was just going to be kind of a temporary stop as I found my next coaching job. It just ended up being a good fit. And I've been here ever since. But when I first started, I was brand new to the city. I was brand new to a gym that already had 15 trainers. So I didn't have a lot of clients yet. And I lived right behind the gym. So I worked out 2 hours a day every day. I was in amazing shape. But now, fast forward to the future, I'm married. I have a family. I have my own personal training business. I have full clients. I have online business. I write. I speak. I do all these things. There's no way I could do that fitness regimen in my life now. And if I tried to force it, all the other areas of my life would suffer. It would hurt my relationships. It would hurt my career. It would hurt everything. So it's just, it's so hard to go through. We all go through that struggle, but it's about figuring out. It's a golden rule I tell people all the time when it comes to fitness. If you want to get long-term success, what you do for fitness has to fit in your life. So if it doesn't fit, it won't stick very long. And then you just get stuck on that inconsistency roller coaster that we can all sometimes get stuck on. So it doesn't matter that you're doing less. Maybe it may look different than it did in the past, but you can still reap the rewards of it and use it as the force it needs to be.
Yeah, I think even I don't know if you run into this. I'm just thinking now that we're talking about some of the stigmas, like you know, when we were, especially like in high school, you never used a machine. You always used free weights, right?
Mhm.
That was kind of like, never use a machine. It's bad. Like, I think we just had kind of that mindset. And then you go to, you travel a lot. You travel a lot. I travel a lot. You go, there are machines at these places. There's not a lot of free weights. And so getting used to that. I mean, is that why is that one of the reasons people struggle so much of making it just kind of a priority? Kind of for
That
life.
could be one of them. I think there's so many. It's so easy for us to find an excuse. And in my first book I wrote, I have a chapter just dedicated towards all the top excuses I've heard. And so it's just I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too that, and so it's just my top 10 of what I've heard, and I just kind of rebuttal against all of them and kind of help the solution. But no matter what the obstacle is that you're using as an excuse. It's like you can always find a way, or you can find an excuse one way or the other. But I think the biggest problem is just learning how it fits in your life, and being okay with how your fitness routine changes as your life changes, and that's harder than it sounds.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to let go of that sometimes.
Can you go back and give us some of those? excuses that you hear all the time? Because you're around it all the time. I'm just interested, and then we can maybe walk through a couple of your answers, your
Absolutely.
rebuttals.
Well, so the biggest ones, I'm too busy, so I don't have enough time. That's always the biggest ones. I'm too bored. I'm too tired. I think those three are probably the biggest ones. And so I'm too bored. You talked about with the machines, and so I think a lot of times people get bored because they do the exact same routine and never change it. I remember growing up, my dad had a routine. I feel like it was the exact same workout routine for my whole time growing up. He had these same brown sand weights that he used like that he had like the normal 6 exercises with dumbbells, and he would do his down to the corner and back routine. That was back we lived out in the country, and it was basically 2 miles there and back. He'd either jog or walk. But it was but it was exact same thing my whole time growing up. I don't know how he kept it up. Most people, I think, are would get so bored. So as now, I have so many variables of equipment. There's so many ways you can change your workout. So I have people that have trained with me for 12 years now, and when someone else asks them about me, they'll one of the early things they'll say is that I feel like I never get the same workout twice, and really they do. I just change it. So you can change it so many ways. Like I might be doing dumbbell curls for your biceps one day, but the next time we're using a barbell, the next time we're using a cable, the next time we're using, resistance bands or a medicine ball. And so there's so many ways I can keep making it different and adding different variables to it. But that way you don't adapt to it, but also you don't get bored. So the I'm too bored excuse, that's normally the one that you just need to change what you're doing, and then it won't be so monotonous and boring. Um, I'm too tired. A lot of times, yeah, I'm too tired. That can come again after. A lot of times, tired. Obviously, you might not be eating healthy. You might not be getting enough sleep. Those kind of things. But most of the time, when it comes to I'm too tired, it just means you're setting yourself up to fail because you're working out at a time where you don't have any energy. And so something may have changed in your life. Maybe you always work out at 4:30 in the evening after you get off work, and you've done that for years, and all of a sudden you can't seem to get yourself to do it. You just want to go home, and you're beating yourself up. You feel like you don't have enough willpower. I just must not care enough anymore, and ideally your job's way more stressful than it used to be, and you're using up all your energy at work and you have none left. And so you set yourself up for success if you just change when you work out. But that's another one of those things we don't want to change sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm too busy. The other one I don't have enough time. We talked about that a little bit. A lot of times that's, what you used to do doesn't fit anymore because your life is different. So now you need to adapt to that change and figure out how fitness fits in your life now. And you need to, schedule it, just like we do with our work, just like we do with our family. If your kid has a game, you're not, or an important event, you're not going to miss it. Just like if you have an important meeting, you have to figure out how fitness fits, but then you have to schedule your workouts and treat it like your most important meeting with your most important client, and just make sure it's on the calendar and you're not going to move it.
Yeah, I've just found that, I don't know how much you get into sleep with your clients. I've just found the better I am with my fitness routine, which I think I've got it pretty much locked in the past, I'd say 6 or 7 years, really well. The less I need to sleep, and I get better quality sleep as well, which then is easier to work out in the morning. And it just, it's a spiral up instead of a spiral down for me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. A lot of times it starts with nutrition and moving, exercise. And so that's the part when you say I'm too tired. Well, exercising will help give you more energy. You don't really think that way a lot of times, but that's the truth. I mean, sometimes when we're tired, we didn't sleep very well, we're saying we want to hit the snooze button, and we're justifying it to ourselves. Well, I didn't get very good sleep. It'd probably be better for me to hit snooze and not get up. But you need to reframe that way of thinking. You should be thinking, I didn't get very good sleep. I need to get up and get my workout in, then I'll have energy for the day. And so it really, a lot of the time is it's the message that we're giving ourselves that's not accurate that gets in our way.
I'm curious too. I'm trying to kind of put this for some of the people that I know will be listening here, Chad. Like what, you said, and I think it's great advice. If nobody hears that, it just doesn't fit, right? You need to change. You need to change it. You need to figure out what it is for you and still make it a priority. those of us that were athletes that were used to training 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours a day, what do you find? And I know this is general, but is there a time that you find to be like, here's where it kind of gets effective? If you can do kind of in this range type of things. Am I making sense with that? Like, is it 30 minutes? Is it 45? Is it, I mean, I
Well,
know
you
if
know,
you could
I
just
think
get off
there's
the couch,
a
that's good, but
yeah. Sometimes it's just about getting started. Something like say the heaviest weight in the gym is the front door, and that door gets heavier the longer you keep it shut, right? So sometimes it's just getting started, and so a lot of this is I don't know when these air for you, but it's right about this time is New Year's resolutions time, or it's about the time
yeah,
people start. We start. It's about time we start hearing all the stats about people, how
right.
people are all failing. But as a personal trainer, it's fitness businesses are known to be busy in January, right? Because people really have their motivation, they get started with their goals. But chiropractors are really busy in February because people haven't done anything, and they're so motivated, they're jumping in like they've been an athlete working out for forever, and they've deconditioned a lot, and they need to start where they are. So sometimes it's being honest and starting where you are, but also knowing that if you don't have an hour every day to work out anymore, and it's going to make more sense for you to get three workouts of 45 minutes in during the week, then make the most of that 45 minutes. That that's 45 minutes. That's three. That could be three really good workouts that you get yourself dialed in on a good routine, and you can get a lot out of it. And so there's no such thing as not enough, really. It's just figuring out what fits for you, and then maximizing that time that you have for it, to maximizing that time that you have that's for you.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I think I can get just a little bit of a sweat on, I had to actually leave here this morning before 7 a.m. So that meant,
Mm.
getting up at 4:30 and trying to get that workout in, which I don't have a problem with. Um, but I like to have a longer workout than that. But, even that,
Mhm.
I still got like probably 40 to 45 minutes in, and it's beneficial because that sets up your whole day. I mean, I just feel so much better uh, when those things happen. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I kind of had to change my own schedule. I actually just recently opened up the Priority Fitness Lab, so a new studio that's actually part of my home. That's an extended part of it. But my schedule changed just the last month or so. So I've been adjusting to a new training schedule myself. And so it used to be I worked out. I got up and I had my morning clients that did their workouts before they went to work, and then my workout was kind of mid to late morning. And now it's kind of changed a little bit. And so now I do my workout before I train my clients. And so it's been a bit of a big change the last month that I've been adjusting to. And so I'll tell you, no matter who you are, everyone, if you're listening and you're maybe you're struggling right now with your fitness, just know that everyone struggles with their fitness. That's a secret from a personal trainer. Everyone falls off track from time to time. No one's immune to that. It doesn't matter what their fitness history is. Everyone fails from time to time. Everyone falls off track because we all face curveballs and changes and adversity that life throws us, and we always have to adapt to it. And if we don't adapt, then we're going to be struggling with our fitness until we do.
that's good. Can I ask what the new piece of your company is? The lab? That's,
Oh, the Priority Fitness Lab, I call it.
yeah.
And so it's more or less just I just recently did a so I told you earlier, the make fitness a priority. That was me trying to help people get long-term success. And so what I've just started recently, I had the priority there, the fitness pivot. It's a fitness app I started. It basically just means when plan A doesn't work anymore, you have to pivot into plan B. And it's the fitness reset. It's on there. So the fitness pivot you can actually find. It's a free app on Google and App Stores, listeners, and there's a lot of freebies on there. But the fitness reset is on there, and it just has basically two questions for you to answer and just be honest with yourself with, and it will help you figure out how fitness fits in the life you're living right now. And so you can get off of the roller coaster of inconsistency and figure out how it fits. And it shows you how to kind of redo that fitness reset every 4 months or so. Because
Mm.
just like just like we do with work. And so all you CEOs that you mentioned, you guys have your State of the Union or your beginning of the year goals, and then your every quarter you kind of check in and make sure you're still doing the right stuff to reach your goals. You kind of have to treat your fitness the exact same way throughout the course of the year. Your goals may change a little bit because your life may change, and your motivation to do it is all going to change a little bit too. And you have to adjust to all that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So just to repeat that, it's in the App Store. You said it's Fitness Pivot. It's
Yeah,
free
the
app
fitness pivot.
in the App Store. Okay.
Yeah, on the couple of the freebies you can get on there, by the way, that there's a mini course called the Fitness Reset that'll walk you through how to figure out how fitness fits in your life right now. It's very simple. It'll take you about 30 minutes. If you really took your time and just walk through it and took it seriously. And there's another freebie on there. You can actually get a copy of my first book, Make Fitness a Priority: How to Win the Fight Against Your Excuses. You can get a free copy of that by being on the app too.
And it's blue, right? I just tried to look it up just to see.
Yeah, the Fitness Pivot.
There it is, folks. Look at that.
That's it right there.
All right. That's fantastic. I appreciate that, Chad. I think some people
no problem.
I'm going to look it up. Talking about making it a priority. I mean, it's been a big priority for us and as a family, right? And I think from my perspective, I think we need to really do this in our country because of everything. I see some of the kids now that are grossly obese. It's a bigger and bigger problem where we used to have, I remember, whole lots of kids, like when I was in middle school and high school with the Presidential Fitness Awards and those kinds of things. That was big. That seems to have gone away. Like, what can we do as families to kind of, like, you're a trainer. What would you recommend to do with your family? Like, everything's going 100 miles an hour. Sometimes we can't even sit down and have a meal together. What do you do with your family to make that a priority?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's lots we can do, but I just wanted to point out the reason this is so hard is because we are set up to fail a little bit in this country. I mean, I used to be a PE teacher, and that was 20 years ago, and still, they were getting rid of PE programs for school then. And so I know it's way worse now. And there's barely even, sometimes people have to take, people don't have to take PE at all. Sometimes people have to take 1 year of it in their whole high school. And so you're really not taught what you should. What I imagine other countries that are so much healthier than us, reportedly, they are taught more about exercise and nutrition and just life lessons about it that we're not taught in our country. And so, really, how we battle back, we're not going to learn it in school. We got to learn it at home, and we got to be able to teach client. We got to be able to, we're the kids' first example growing up, how to eat healthy and how to eat, just with eat for yourself. I don't mean restrict things all the time, but I mean understanding how to have balance and how to just understand. So another part of the Make Fitness a Priority message is just knowing that, when I first started, well, here's the thing I'd like to share. So when I first wrote the book, I started it by asking a poll question because I didn't really know what direction I was going to go yet. I just knew I was going to write about long-term fitness and how it needs to be in your life long-term, not short-term. And my poll question was just, what are your top priorities in life? And the top answers I got were family and career, and sometimes faith, but mostly just those first two. But nobody said health and fitness. And some people, of all the people I'd had take this, I had some people that knew me and knew I was even a fitness instructor, and then some people that didn't know me, but nobody said health and fitness. And it's just, we always had the mindset when our life changes and we kind of fall off track with fitness that we can get to it later. It's not a big deal. We'll get to it later. And the problem with that way of thinking is that, to me, fitness is what makes us our best version of ourselves. And so it really doesn't matter what the most important things in your life are. Without fitness, you will not show up as the best version of yourself for that. I know for myself, and I'm sure you can echo this, when I am taking good care of myself, I'm exercising regularly, I'm eating healthy, I'm getting good sleep, I'm staying hydrated, do all the things that I believe are healthy habits to do, whether it be meditation and anything else involved there. I'm a better husband. I'm a better son. I'm a better friend. I'm a better trainer. It overflows into all areas of my life and makes me the best version of myself. When it's not in my life, the exact opposite is true. It overflows negatively into all areas of my life. I don't handle my stress and anxiety as much. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the strength. I don't have the energy. And I'm probably the worst in my relationships, and so it's so important. It doesn't matter if when I ask you what your top most important things are in life, if you think of family, if you think of your job, it doesn't matter what it is. Just know you won't be able to show up as the best version of yourself if you don't take care of yourself and make fitness a priority as well. And so that is really the message that we need to be learning younger and so that we don't have to wait until we're older in life to learn how can I add years to my life and and make a comeback. We need to be able to do it from the beginning.
So are there things that you do together as a family to, fitness wise that you could share with our audience?
I mean, well, we eat healthy as a family. We meal prep together as a family.
Yeah.
We'll go on family walks together. I mean, that's one of my favorite times. Is when me and my wife are both busy, and so I won't see her during the day. But then when I get home, we'll go on a family walk with our dog Walter, our golden retriever. And so that's a 45-minute sometimes we count that sometimes some parts of the year that counts as one of our workouts. Sometimes it just counts as being active. It just depends on where we're at, right? But that's time we get to be together. And I mean we'll always, I mean, different things we do, it's just important to both of us. And so when we work out, when we go on vacation, exercise is part of our vacation. We'll make sure we get our workouts in and we'll be our best support staff. If one of us gets off track with the food and everything, the other one's there to pick them back up. And so it's something that's just really, you have an accountability buddy. You have someone that's in it with you. And you have someone that's supportive of it too. I mean, I think that is the hardest thing, and not everyone has that luxury of having someone at home that's on the same journey as you, especially if you're trying a new diet or a new meal plan, and the other person doesn't want to change that way. But so that can make it hard. But really, it's just important to both of us. Both me and my wife are in fields of helping people. I'm a personal trainer, and she's a financial planner. We'd have thought years ago those are two completely different fields, but uh, our language is really the same thing. She always jokes all the time that she's going to steal my language and she's going to write a book called make finance a priority. And so it's the same language, is helping people with behavioral change and helping people reframe the message in your head that is hurting you.
Yeah, those are the two biggest. Yeah. I mean, those are two big ones. She's on to something.
Mhm.
I was, I have accountability written down here when you were talking earlier as well. And I think that's a big part of it. And that's obviously why people come to you. I think there are very few people that can do it, on their own. I have a friend and very close friend, and he and I just decided years ago we were gonna like hold one another accountable, and it's every day. I hate wearing a watch, but I went out and got one of these Apple watches, and he's hooked in. So every morning, it's who's up first, who gets pinged first, who's on the bike or the machine or whatever we're doing, and that has helped tremendously. I mean, actually, together we started that years ago, and I think together we've almost lost 100 pounds together.
That's awesome. Yeah, everyone could use a friend like that. I have a few in my life like that too that makes a big difference. Like when it comes to accountability, listener, just know that motivation fluctuates for all of us throughout the course of the year. And so when I have some questions on my app about accountability and I help you decide, so there's nothing. Sometimes we have a misconception when it comes down to accountability or when it comes to fitness, where we think we have to do it all by ourselves. Like if we're not doing it by ourselves, then it's a sign of weakness if we need help. And a lot of us have that problem with a lot of things in life, but when it comes to fitness, we do it as well. And you shouldn't think that way. You should think that if this is important to you, the more important something is to you, the more you should set yourself up for success. And that is all having an accountability buddy is. So I have a personal trainer, and I've had my own personal trainer for over a decade, and it's been the best thing I've ever done. And but as so I believe in it, of course, because I do it. for other people, but I need it myself. But my accountability, my motivation changes so much throughout the course of the year. There'll be times where I am loving my workouts. I feel really strong. I feel energetic, and I can't wait till the next one. Right. And when I'm in that mode, when I'm in that workout zone, I can hold myself accountable. So I wouldn't actually need my trainer as much. I just do it because I love the workouts. But there are other times in the year when I hate working out, when I don't want to, I'm burnt out of it with it. And if my trainer called in sick that day, I probably wouldn't show up. I need her like staying and watching me for every rep. And there's every other time in the course of the year. And so it's really just being honest with yourself. What do you need right now to be successful? What do you need to be able to follow through with what you said you're going to do with your fitness plan? It could be getting a workout buddy. It could be getting a trainer. It could be just joining a gym that some of your friends go to. It doesn't matter what it is, but just find that in your life. And all it is it's not a weakness. It's being smart. It's setting yourself up for success for what's important to you.
Good stuff, Chad. We could probably go on and on. I'd love to get a hold of your book, read it through, and have you back on. And just because this is, like I said, it's such a big topic. I really appreciate what you're doing, taking that step years ago, and doing this. I'm sure you're really successful at it. And thanks for the tips today. Is there any other thing that you want to leave us with? Another tip or anything like that?
Oh, just here's some good, just a good last thought for you. If you are someone right now that has failed, I hate the New Year's resolutions stats about negativity. All fitness professionals do because they give you the thought that once you fail, it's over. You might as well just wait till next year. And everybody fails. If you're 6 weeks in the year and you haven't failed yet, then count yourself lucky because your time's coming. You're going to fail. And so when you fail, whenever you miss a workout because you got a busy day, the day got away from you, if you go through the drive-through because you didn't plan ahead or something like that, if something happens and you fail one day, it doesn't end your fitness journey. Failing does not define you, just like it doesn't in anything else. What defines you is how you respond. Mm-hmm. And every time that you do make a mistake and you recover and get back on track, it gets you stronger for the next time. So just know that failing is part of it, just like it is in everything else in life. And so if you fail, that doesn't end your fitness journey. It gives you a chance to even make it better.
Yeah. Okay. And then people can find you how, Chad?
The Fitness Pivot. So the Fitness Pivot app that we talk about, that is the best place to go first. And you can find it on Google and Apple stores. Most of my social media is either the Fitness Pivot or it's Make Fitness a Priority. And on all of those things, it will show you how to find my books on Amazon, the Make Fitness a Priority series I have, and any other materials I have.
And then if they just want to reach out to you, I have Chad at ChadAustinFitness.com. Is that right?
Yeah, Chad at ChadAustinFitness.com. And on the fitness app, on the Fitness Pivot app, I do have online training programs and things like that. And you can message me from on that too.
Wow. That's fantastic. Sir, appreciate it.
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Since we have you on right before the Super Bowl, you want to make any predictions?
No. What are you doing? Absolutely not.
I'm just kidding with you, Chad.
I'm very superstitious. There's no way no.
Big Chiefs.
We're the underdogs. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Hope to see you again. Thanks for what you're doing. Folks, really appreciate you watching, listening today. For more information, you could visit the website at centerforvictory.com. And just remember, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, make this your best day yet. We'll see you soon.